Neither Better Trades or any of its personnel are registered broker-dealers or investment advisors. I will mention that I consider certain securities or positions to be good candidates for the types of strategies we are discussing or illustrating. Because I consider the securities or positions appropriate to the discussion or for illustration purposes does not mean that I'm telling you to trade the strategies or securities. Keep in mind that we are not providing you with recommendations or personalized advice about your trading activities. The information we are providing is not tailored to any particular individual. Any mention of a particular security is not a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold that or any other security or a suggestion that it is suitable for any specific person. Keep in mind that all trading involves a risk of loss, and this will always be the situation regardless of whether we are discussing strategies that are intended to limit risk. Also, Better Trades personnel are not subject to trading restrictions. I and others at Better Trades could have a position in a security or initiate a position in a security at any time.
Hello, and welcome out to the Insights. Welcome back, I should say. It feels like it's been forever. I am finally feeling almost 100%. This cough is still kind of lingering. It never really went away from the cold I had a few months ago, but this flu made it even worse. So anyway, with all the chaos that's been going on, the sickness, it's been challenging just trying to keep things together. So anyway, appreciate your patience with me, and we're going to get right to it here and jump into it. I'll be trying to I'm going to get as many as I can done today. So. But I love this quote. I found it just the other day, and I think it's perfect timing, especially for me at least. If you look at my life, stay positive, work hard, make it happen. So, and that has been hard the last couple of weeks. So, staying positive and working hard, being sick, and I'm a workaholic anyway. So, working hard and that's sickness and me just do not go hand in hand. When I lay in bed and I can't get up for 2-3 days, it just completely throws me for a loop. So. But the make it happen thing, working on that, trying to make it happen. So, doing the best I can. But anyway, so we're back and try to get back on track. We're going to do the big guys here. And not a lot. And, I was thinking about that this morning is that if there was ever a time with respect to trading to get sick, it's been the last couple weeks because it's been pretty, for the most part, just sideways. A couple of big days here and there, but it's been real mixed and not a whole lot of great trading opportunities, not much at all really to speak about. Normally we're getting 20 to 30 candidates, and the last time a week and a half ago went through this, I got 11. This week we got 12. So not a lot of patterns developing, not a lot of real good opportunities. So hopefully in the next week or two we'll get that. Things will change a little bit, but it's hard to say. So we'll see what comes. So we'll just crank through these real quick. And because, there's not, like I said, there's nothing terribly exciting. So the first one there, ADP, you can see, and very similar. Most of these have been bullish, but if you look at the volume's been light. Even on the rally to the upside, it's been getting lighter and lighter as it goes. So definitely suspect. It very well could kick in and we could get a bullish run out of it. And the volume picks up and runs again. It's a possibility. But as of right now, the picture we're getting at this moment is it is short-term, bullish, intermediate-term, neutral, and long-term. It's still, it's kind of almost neutral, almost long-term, but I still think it's bearish in a lot of ways. So the fact that the volume is getting lighter is definitely a bearish sign. So if the market rolls back over and we start heading back down and the volume accelerates, I think ADP could be a great opportunity. It's stalled out here the last 3 weeks. You can see, 84 to 86 is just dancing between those two numbers. So if it breaks down, though, below that 83.63, there may be an opportunity there to about 80 and a half. So Agrium, another one that rallied up. We had a big drop-off a few days ago. Yesterday, it bounced back up a little bit, or the day before yesterday, and then, a little Harami type of pattern. So we'll see what this one brings. Again, most of these, I can't think of one actually on here that got me excited. So they're all just kind of ho-hum, kind of a normal everyday thing, which sometimes can be the best opportunities, though. Sometimes those are the best ones to catch, is when everything's just kind of ho-hum, and then all of a sudden, boom, it takes off. So it's just a matter of being on the right side, and that's the hard part, is trying to figure out which one is the right side right now. So we'll see what Agrium brings. AON, this one's rallied a bunch. 84 up to 100. It's bumping up near that $100 level. Big Harami pattern yesterday. And the fact that it gapped down as far as it did and left that little Harami cross the way it did with a big long upper shadow is definitely bearish. The only challenging part is that it's already below the entry point. But I can see this one going sideways first, then really dancing around that number, maybe even running up and tapping 100 first. In fact, maybe those, yeah, there we go. I was going to say those aren't right. This thing's still jumping. I'm not sure what it is. I should try to do an update again and to see. Last time though, and this is where I'm a little skittish. I love extreme charts, but last time I did an update, it messed up my templates and my settings, and so I had to go back and redo them. And it hasn't done that for years and years. I don't remember if it's ever done that. But my templates were off and the indicators were wrong, so I had to go reset it all up. So it's still a little bit funky compared to what I'm used to, but it's mostly back to where it was. So CBS, another one that you can see the rally. I mean, 42 to 52, that's a huge move. And the odds of it staying up here are pretty slim. So whether or not it just turns around and drops off, not likely. The V bottom, you can kind of see the V bottom we had here. Those aren't very common, and V tops are even less common. So that's where a lot of these with the rally we've had, I think for the next several days, if not a week or two, we could just go sideways. So it's just really, really hard to say. And sorry about the cough drop. I'm just trying to keep this thing at bay while I talk. And usually when I talk, it agitates the throat, and the little vibrations make the cough get worse. So I found some really good mints, though. They're Fisherman's Friend. They're almost like a breath mint, a menthol, but it's a cough suppressant lozenge, and I love the things. They seem to work extremely well. The Halls, yeah, not that great, but these things are good. I think I'm going to have to run to the store and get some more today. But getting back to CBS, squirrel. A lot of these are like this, and I think I can see this go sideways for a week or two before it either drops off or takes another rally to the upside. So hard to say what's going to happen with a lot of these. Celgene, no, actually a lot of the biotechs and the pharmas have been pretty weak lately. Amgen, one I've been keeping an eye on, mainly because I'm in a paper trade on it. So, but it's down. It's been dropping off lately. So I can see this one also dropping from here. So the volume, as you can see, you look at the red bars the last week and a half. Red bars are bigger than the green bars, not by a ton, but it very well could accelerate and go to the downside. Maybe too late from here. We're down, it's down to $1.22 below the entry point, which is too much for me to take the risk. But let's see what this looks like. Yeah, we got the bands pinching. So if this makes a move to the downside, we may have missed this, but there's always the possibility that if it breaks that 96, there's really, we should not move this down. Well, right down about 89 or so is about where we're looking at. So if it breaks that. So if we don't catch this one and it breaks down pretty good and stalls out here about the 96.5 mark, then we might catch a break to the downside from there. So Clorox, one of the, I think, 2, maybe 3 bullish candidates here. We've got a kind of a bullish engulfing pattern. Not a spectacular one. It's not a big engulf. I mean, it barely gapped down and barely closed above the entry point, but it very well could create a move to the upside, just like we had last time. There's an engulfing pattern right there. That's what we want to see. And you can see what happened 2 days later. Boom, it hit 130. So that's possible from here. I'd say it's probably not going to, not in 2 days. But then again, you can look back here and we have one as well, very similar to what we have here. And boom, 2 days it hit it. So we'll see what happens with it. If the market takes off and stays, gets bullish for a few days, that'll probably go with it. If not, that's a wild card. We just don't know. So big evening doji star here. And then we had not really follow through, but I mean, we gapped down in the morning, rallied up, and we closed 31 cents higher. So not much of a confirmation, but it's actually okay. So if this rolls back over and heads down, a little pullback could be expected. I mean, you see what happened last time back in here, where we ran from about 82, 83 up to 93. Hit that level and then dropped off for a day, and it's kind of bounced off there. So we'll see what happens. Hard to say. A lot of these, like I said, I'm not terribly excited about them. Here's the Foot Locker, bullish engulfing. Got to the average volume compared to the last few days. It's pretty good. This very well could take off to the upside. You can see last time it just took 3 or 4 days to get to the target. So we'll see. The only way to find out is take a shot at it, right? So, or I'm more inclined just to sit on the sidelines right now. Just not excited about any of these things. So Home Depot yesterday broke out of that 125.80 area, kind of.
Attention,
I mean, it
an alert
broke
target
above
has
there,
been reached.
but you can see, I mean, and it hit an intraday high relative, for the last couple months at least, but it couldn't stay up there. It did close above there, but it would have been a lot stronger if it had closed up around 127. Of course, then it's outside the entry point. So more volume would have been good too. On a break to the upside, because we do have kind of a V bottom here, but then this has danced around. This is kind of a typical behavior. We got a big bounce, 110 up to 125 in a week and a half or so, 2 weeks, and then it goes sideways for a couple weeks. So this actually could be ripe for a rally to the upside. So this one I kind of like. This is probably my favorite one on the list. Even though I'm more neutral, I'm not terribly bullish. I would expect this thing to drop or pull back first, but it's kind of done that. So who knows? We'll see. Mickey D's. That head and shoulders is still in play. It hasn't broken down yet. The neckline's still there, about a $9.50 move. If it breaks down, there's still a ways to go. I mean, about a little more than $4 away. So this may take a week or so to develop, to get down there, if it does. If is the big question. So this is one just to watch. MTB. This is basically kind of stuck in this channel. 102 to 110. Boom, 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 boom. Bouncing back and forth. Evening Star a couple days ago. So we got some confirmation. The challenge is this is already more than $1 away from the entry point. So it would have to bounce back up, which will make it less appealing for a bearish trade. So we'll see. This thing may just take off to the downside. We missed the entire thing. So hard to say. And last but not least, Ventas. And this one's just kind of nuts. I mean, 56 to 46 in 5 days. 46 to 58 in, what's that, about 10, 12 days. So a little bit crazy. You can see the volume, the acceleration to the downside on the big move here. And then look at the volume on the rally. Just really super light. Really heavy on the sell-off. Really super light on the rally. I mean, about half of what it did when it sold off. We got a dark cloud cover a few days ago. Bearish engulfing pattern yesterday. Not a lot of volume. This is where it's so hard. The messages are so mixed. You got huge volume, then light volume. Then huge volume on a day that doesn't really matter. We get light volume on a day that would matter. A day like yesterday's candle, the big bearish engulfing pattern, you would want more volume, and it does a tiny amount of volume. So very mixed, very hard to read, very hard to analyze and figure out what may happen next. So honestly, I'm pretty much just on the sidelines kind of waiting until things develop and get a little bit better. A little bit more clear, a little clearer picture as to what may or may not happen next. So, and it's tough and it's hard to sit on the sidelines and wait sometimes. But like we say, right? Sometimes the best trade is no trade. Sometimes the best trade is to be on the sidelines and wait for things to develop. And it's hard because it takes a lot of patience. And I, for one, do not have a lot of patience because I got bills to pay and I want my money now. I don't want to sit for 2 weeks and watch things just stagnate. I mean, you think that, it's like I want to get money now, but I've learned that it takes me, an average trade for me is about 7 to 9 days, trading days. So when I get in, I'm stopped out usually 1 to 3 days. And if I stay in, I'm usually in for 7 to 9 days. And I haven't run that data for a while, but last time I did it, I did the test mode here. Excuse me. That was what it was. So usually, and that's what I love, is you get stopped out quickly usually, at least I do. I get stopped out within 1 to 3 days, but then ones that work out, I have to wait for a couple weeks for them to really play out. And that's the other thing, right? Nobody wants to sit and wait, right? You want your money now. You want to get in, you want to get out in like an hour and make like 300%. But it just doesn't work that way. And it took me a while to figure out. And part of it was using the replay. If you're not familiar with it in Extreme Charts, this little yellow one, replay history, it's a great way because it'll keep data of all the trades you do. So if you go find a chart and you analyze it and you draw lines and you trade it as if you would and you do it for 200, 250 trading days, that's about a year's worth of time. It'll break down all kinds of data about your win-loss ratio, your biggest drawdown, your biggest win, your biggest, all this stuff. It's really, really amazing, and it will give you a lot of insight into your style of trading. I know I've mentioned it here, but it's been a long time. So, and that's really where I kind of learned that. I'm, 1 to 3 days and I'm out if I get stopped out, if it doesn't work, and 7 to 9 days is typical, and trading days, I mean, for ones that work out in my favor, that go the way I expect them to. They take some time to develop and play out. So it's good data to know. It's good to know for your own trading style. So when you get into a trade and it's working out in your favor, you go, okay, normally I wait 7 to 9 days. Maybe tighten up your stop. You might scale out of some to deal with the emotions, but knowing what your average is always good. So if you haven't done that, go play with it. And if you need a little more details about it, then shoot me an email. But I'd be happy to answer that. I can show it to you here if you're not familiar with it, show you on an insight. So, and we'll go from there. So I hope that was good. I know shorter than normal, but nothing terribly exciting. So we'll be back here in a little bit with some more, and y'all take care. Have a great day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.